Welcome, Elaine Constantine.
Thank you. Constantine.
Constantine.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
However,
matter. You understood what I was trying to say.
I understood. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Mi-Soul.
Thank
How
you.
you been? It was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm not going to ask your age.
It's all right. I don't mind.
How old are you?
49. I'm going to be 49 for the next 10 years.
Excellent. So, where are you originally from?
Bury.
Bury, near Manchester.
Near Manchester, yeah. Which you know well, don't you?
I do, I know it very well.
Yeah. Are you going to talk about that?
No. So, how did you get involved in the whole Northern Soul scene?
I went to a youth club when I was about 11, and in the middle of all the disco, the sort of, the floor went dead, and I thought, why is the floor cleared? And then I listened to the record, and it was this strange sounding soul record, which I'd never heard before. And all of a sudden, all these guys came out dancing on their own, doing spins and high kicks. And then all the girls came out as well, and I thought, wow, what's this?
Blew you away.
And I goes to my cousin, what's this? She went, it's Northern Soul. I thought, oh, right, it's really great. And that was it.
And that's the brief thing, because Elaine is the actual writer and director of the new film Northern Soul.
That's right.
How'd that come about?
I don't think I've got time to tell you the whole story.
Can you edit it down, condense it down?
Well, I'm a photographer by trade, and I've dabbled with filmmaking. I've done a few TV ads and pop videos and whatnot. And I wanted to do a documentary about Northern Soul because it's my passion. And by the time I had the skills to do a documentary, I didn't really feel it like I did when I was young. Like I wasn't getting the same kind of excitement on the dance floor with young people really going for it. People had kind of got a bit more conservative in the dance moves at that point. Passion hadn't gone for the music, but the dance floor wasn't quite the same. So I thought, I've got to recreate this. Can I?
Yeah.
Basic stuff, yeah. I don't do acrobats, though.
Can you do a little shuffle?
Not at my age. What, a shuffle now? No, please don't ask me to do that. I've got a cold. I've got man flu.
No, you haven't. If you had man flu, you wouldn't be here. You'd be at home in bed.
That's true, yeah. I'd be horizontal if I had man flu,
exactly.
yeah.
So carry on. So
documentary idea went out the window, and I just thought, right, I'll recreate this and recreate the memories of my friends, things that happened to my friends, things that happened to me, put them into a script. There's so many brilliant little events that were so funny that no one would believe, but just condensing them into one story, it was great fun.
And how long did the project take you from inception when you had the first idea?
Well, when we wrapped 2 years ago, it was 15 years at that point, and then now it's a further 2 years down the line before it's coming out into the cinema. So 17 years. 17
years. This project has been a labour of love.
Yeah, it has. I think a lot of independent films take this long to get off the ground, really.
So, just talking about the film, what was your process for picking the cast and getting everything? Because don't forget, it's a Northern Soul film. I'm going to assume you wanted to make them all dressed like how they should be dressed.
Yeah. Well, there was two processes went on. One was to find young people who were going to kind of, populate these dance clubs. There was no one out there, by the way. It wasn't like we got massive load of kids in. You could already do it. We had to find loads of kids who were interested in getting involved in a film and then train them to dance and make them love the music. So that was one process, and we found all our cast who were the Northern Soul kids from that. Yeah. And then we had another sort of brief, which was to find some very, very successful actors who could come in very quickly and do the scenes that we needed them to do, the kind of adult world. So we have this, the school teacher played by Steve Coogan. We had the mother of the protagonist played by Lisa Stansfield, who was marvellous, by the way, fantastic actor. And then we had Ricky Tomlinson play the granddad, Christian Mackay, who was from that film, Me and Orson Welles. He played the father. And we had a couple of other people like James Lance and Jack Gordon and Antonia Thomas from Misfits. And they all came in kind of a couple of months before we shot to kind of get involved.
That's fantastic to get this sort of... I mean, Steve Coogan alone.
Yeah, I mean, he was amazing. We wanted all the adults in the world of Northern Soul. We wanted to be real bastards. And sorry, do you want me to say that again in a different way?
Leave it as it is.
Okay. So yeah, all the adults, we wanted to be bastards, because I kind of remember that everyone in the older generation, like school teachers and bosses and things like that, when I was growing up, they were so awful with younger people. And so everyone who plays an adult in this film is awful, including the youth club leader, the youth club DJ, you know, all the people who were kind of out of the Northern Soul scene, we kind of portrayed as real bastards.
That must have been easy with Ricky Tomlinson.
Oh, no, Ricky, I mean, obviously there was one exception, which was Ricky Tomlinson, because he was the lovely, nurturing grandfather.
Okay.
But, you know, his parents weren't very interested in him, you know, that all the people that the young protagonist has around him are just like nailing him down, and then he discovers Northern Soul and he just flies.
Briefly, just give us a brief explanation. What is the film storyline? It's
a story of a young man who can't relate to anything. He doesn't really have many interests. He's a bit immature. He doesn't really have many friends. He's becoming a bit of a bedroom recluse, you know, fiddling about with Earthix, plastic toys with glue and painting and, you know, hanging them up like kind of planes and stuff. Yeah. And his mum says, you need to get out more. You're showing me up, you're becoming a bit weird in that bedroom. So he goes to this youth club. He doesn't really want to go. And he hears this music and he sees a fearless lone dancer and he just thinks, wow, this is different, this is special. I want to get in on this. So he befriends this kid and he becomes, like, you know, an aspiring Northern Soul DJ. And that's how the film takes off. The sort of him and this other kid, it's like a buddy movie from that point on. They decide they're going to be DJs and they're going to make their own club. They're going to go to America to find vinyl. And that's kind of, I'm not telling anymore.
What clubs did you use when you done all your filming? Were they existing clubs or clubs that had closed down?
The main club, the big massive ballroom scenes that's meant to be Wigan Casino, was shot in Blackburn at King George's Hall, which is already still an existing Northern Soul venue and regularly has all-nighters. We also used a club called Swinton Pally in Swinton near Manchester, and that was meant to represent a club in Leeds. And then we used various youth clubs and other little clubs like Polish clubs and things like that are existing.
Because not only do you have the film, you have this amazing 54-track soundtrack of the film that's out.
That's right, yeah.
How did that come about? Because you've got Ian Dewhurst who assisted you with that.
Yeah, well, basically I got together with a DJ called Butch, who's like the top Northern Soul DJ, in my opinion, today. And we went through the script and almost designed that soundtrack based on what was going on. Like, you've got a fight scene, you're not going to play a mid-tempo record, are you? Do you know what I mean? And it becomes the score and everything. We didn't have, someone on piano and a violin doing music score. We used all the Northern Soul tracks for score as well as the real-time stuff in the clubs. Yeah.
So what was your favourite part of the project? What bit?
Various, really. I mean, obviously, when we got to Blackburn and we had like over 1,000 people as extras in that club scene, and me and all my mates who'd been like working on this for donkey's years, we just all looked at each other and went, oh my God, you know, that was the first shoot day with over 1,000 extras. And we were just blown away. Couldn't believe it. Kept looking at each other and going, but so many moments, you know, like writing the script, come back after an all-nighter and get the music on the go and like start typing and going, yeah. You know, so that was fun. And discussing all that with all my friends, who some of them are DJs, a lot of them are just Northern Soul punters. Just, you know, getting the ideas down was really exciting. And then working with all the young people who fell in love with the music was brilliant as well.
I mean, it was 15 years in the 15 years in your head and putting on paper. You must have become a little bit of a bit of a geek, a bit of a recluse, or were you still going out and enjoying yourself and just writing in your spare time? Yeah,
I just got onto the script whenever I could. I mean, I get on people's nerves a bit, like people going, "Oh, don't do that. Come watch this film with us." You know, like my husband, poor lad, he's suffered while I've been doing this. And he'd be like, come on, what are you doing? You know, you're doing that again. I was like, just give me 20 minutes. I'm just finishing this scene. But yeah, he's been really supportive.
And what did it feel like when it was finally finished? It was all shot, it was all packaged and ready to be distributed. What did it feel like in there when it was all done?
Brilliant, yeah. I mean, when we got the final sound mix done, which was the very last stage, and we played back some of those all-nighter scenes, it was like, oh God, it just feels like you're there, you know. It's really exciting. Yeah.
Are you still a big fan of Northern Soul? I mean, there's so many genres of music out there now that have taken over. But is it still something that you
I mean, there's a very progressive scene still going on where DJs are still turning up new stuff. So I can go and listen to like someone like Butch's set, and he'll play a back-to-back set that's records I've never heard before. So for me, the exciting part of being into this is that you can still hear new records that you can't go, Shazam, what's this? You know, they're exclusives. And that's what keeps me into it, really.
So the film was premiered in Blackburn on the 24th of September. Yeah. It's also been a showing in London.
Yeah, it's premiere in London as well.
It's out on the 17th.
On the 17th, Friday, next week. Yeah.
What are you expecting on the 17th?
Well, there's about 500 of my friends and friends of friends all going to a cinema somewhere in the UK, and then they're all going on to a do. There's a load of us in London going to the 100 Club after. There's various screenings happening around London. Yeah. And
if you could sum up the whole project in just a few words, what would those words be?
Oh God.
Say it. Oh God.
Okay. Exhausting. Wonderful. Humbling. Is that such a word?
I don't know, but it is
humbling.
Now.
Yeah. Just made it up.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And
Elaine, I said a few.
I'm just trying to think of one that sums it all up.
I don't know if you've got enough time.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Had a brilliant time of it, yeah.
So what's next? Film's out, is it going to be a sequel? What's going to happen next?
I have no idea.
Going back to photography?
I have no idea. It's a mystery because I'm still so involved in this that I haven't really thought about it and don't want to think about it right now. I think a rest would be nice.
Northern Soul, it's out on October 17th. Go and see it.